hear me well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
So, how many of you have heard about IQ, intelligence quotient?
Everybody knows.
And how many of you have heard about EQ, emotional quotient?
Yeah.
So people are pretty much familiar. Fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests and honorable Mr. President, a very warm welcome to the session. Let me first describe emotional intelligence for all of you. The ability to understand and recognize the emotions of others, and then having the skill to manage your emotions and the emotions of others is called emotional intelligence. According to a research, every individual faces at least 400 plus emotions per day. Now the thing is, we have the control on how we react. We cannot control the number of emotions we face on an everyday basis, but we can definitely control the response we have in regards to those emotions. One thing I want all of you to be very clear about, the difference between emotional intelligence and intelligence quotient. The IQ that we are all familiar with actually defines to what level the individual will go up to. It can, we can say, if a person has a high IQ, he will go up to the pool of people who are the most successful. But within that very pool, what will determine who will go up the ladder within that pool of people, of most successful people. So it is actually based on the emotional quotient. When we interact with the people, we have two options. Either we can use a strategy of exploration, or we can use a strategy of exploitation. The exploitation one, excuse me. The exploitation one, we are all familiar with, very common among us, leg pulling and stuff like that. We are very used to that. The other option we have, we can go for exploration. We can understand their emotions. We can see how they feel, how they react. We can understand that and use that to go along with them. The emotional intelligence has basically 4 pillars that I want you to understand. First of all, it relates with self-awareness. To be emotionally intelligent, you need to know the emotions you go through, and how. Secondly, you have to. Second one is self-regulation. You need to know how you can regulate your emotions, how you can manage them. Third one is empathy. How many of you know about empathy? It's pretty much familiar. It means to feel how, to get into the shoes of others, to see how the other person feels. So, the fourth one is communication. Once you have felt how the other person is feeling, what the other person is going through, you have to give the feedback. You can respond to as per their emotions. You can respond. Now, having covered the 4 pillars of emotional intelligence, I have come up with a few tools that will help you develop your emotional quotient. Starting off with the first one, you can. The first one I would suggest is to be emotionally literate. First of all, you need to learn what are different kinds of emotions, the very specific kinds of emotions people go through. You need to learn that in detail. Second step, name the emotions. So once you have learned the type of emotions people go through, just name them. Make kind of a vocabulary of emotions, so that you can specifically recognize what the other person is going through. Then number 3, just observe the emotions. By nature, we start tackling the emotions right away. First of all, the important thing is learn how to identify the emotion other person or you yourself are going through. Then number 4, we have see the pattern of the different emotions and learn to respond rather than react. Most of us have the tendency to react rather than respond. Whenever you see the pattern of the emotion, just respond rather than react. Take some time, think about it, then come up with a response rather than reacting right away. The last one, the 5th one I have, the tool, you can what you can do is see how the build-up of the emotion is there before it reaches its climax. Let's say you have a presentation 2 or 3 days ahead. Every little thing will be frustrating you because you have a big burden on your head. So learn to address the little things so that you can be calm, you can relax, and address those little things so that you can come up with a good presentation. That's how you can see the build-up before it triggers. Good leadership comes from not what you do, but from how you do, says Daniel Goleman. Now this how is exactly the gist of emotional intelligence, and this is and if you develop this, it will help you increase your integrity and build up your social life. That's all from my side. Thank you.